What's up, Internet? I'm the Big Boss Dog, and today we are going to find out if I can beat Pokemon Platinum with only 2 Pokemon total. Recently, I've been on a Pokemon challenge kick, watching J-Rose 11, Pikaspray, and of course Mah-Dry-Bread, but there's always 3 things that bother me about these challenges. The videos always say beating Pokemon this or that with one Pokemon, but they use other mons for HM moves. I understand they need HM slaves to progress through the game, as almost all early gens can't be beat with literally one Pokemon, but the first time I saw one of these challenge videos it felt misleading. Something else about the challenge videos that I don't really like is how you usually have to hack or mod the game to get the right Pokemon for the run in the first place. I want to see a challenge true to its title and that anybody with a copy of the game could try right now with no hassle, so that's exactly what I did. First, let's go clarify the rules. Rule 1, I'm only allowed to catch a total of 2 Pokemon and the starter counts as one of those 2. Rule number 2 is I am not allowed to evolve these Pokemon as they will register as another caught in the dex. And rule number 3 is that no battle or medical items are allowed in battle, but held items are fine. Finally, I would like to clarify that although we are using a starter and any other Pokemon of our choice, it's important to remember that Gen 4 needs 6 HM moves in total to beat the game. You can't get past Victory Road without Surf, Waterfall, Rock Climb, Rock Smash, and Strength. And you need another 3 HMs, for a grand total of 8, to beat the game with your sanity intact. Defog for one section, Fly to instantly get to towns and to delete moves before the Elite Four, and Cut to access certain moves and areas. So even though it seems like we have a lot of maneuverability by being able to pick any 2 Pokemon we want, it's important to remember that they have to have HM potential and we have to be able to find them early enough before we need to cross another area with an HM move. Meaning our move pool is going to be absolutely abysmal for a majority of this run and the Pokemon we pick are going to be from the starting area. With that being said, let's start the challenge. First off, I make sure to pick Piplup as my starter Pokemon as it can learn 4 out of the 8 HMs in the game, giving me a little bit of leeway with my secondary Pokemon. I then proceed to the most engaging Pokemon battle of my entire career. After that, I stay here in Twin Leaf Town for a good 40 minutes, grinding out some EV training right away to boost my HP and speed. Since this is going to be my only Pokemon for a while, I want it to be fast and bulky. Unfortunately, Piplup is neither, with a base stat of 40 speed and 53 HP, although its special defense is a rather high 56, for an uninvolved starter. I defeat 28 Bidoof to increase my HP stat by 7 at level 100, 20 Starly for a 5 stat boost in speed, and since I was playing at night, 4 Kricketot spawn for 1 defense boost. I know these numbers seem minuscule right now, and they are, but this will go a long way by the time this run is over. I also make sure to beat up plenty of Bibarel and Bidoof along my way throughout the game to guarantee I have a nice HP boost. I make my way up Route 202 and beat up everyone I see, and then enter Jubilife City where I have my second rival fight. Surprisingly, this fight is even more exciting than the last. After an extremely close fight, we continue to Oreburgh City and beat up everyone there, including everyone in the gym for the first gym badge. I know it seems like I'm grazing over these fights, but there really isn't that much to report right now. I'm well over leveled for this and for the previous rival fight, and I have a water starter. Everyone's getting one hit KO'd or OHKO'd anyways. After I got the first gym badge, I can use the HM Rock Smash and teach it to a Pokemon. Now this is where we encounter a game-changing problem. After Oreburgh, we have to backtrack to Jubilife and beat up 2 Galactic Grunts with Dawn. Afterwards, we head up Route 204 and get stuck halfway through at Ravaged Cave. In order to get past Ravaged Cave, we need to use Rock Smash, and HM Piplup can't learn, meaning we need to pick up our second and final Pokemon for this run. Piplup can learn Surf, Defog, Cut, and Waterfall, 4 HMs out of the 8 available. This means we need to find a Pokemon that can learn Rock Smash to immediately progress, Rock Climb and Strength to make sure we can pass Victory Road, and hopefully Fly so that we can travel around easier. However, we really only have access to a few routes, the lake, and the Oreburgh Mine. I know Geodude can learn Rock Smash, Strength, and Rock Climb, meaning we can eventually get to the Elite Four, but then we can't fly to the move deleter to get a better move pool. After a lot of Google searching, Bulbapedia visits, and deliberating, I decided to backtrack to Oreburgh to pick up an Onix. Its base stat total is 85 points higher than Geodude, and they both learn the same HM moves I need. Onix is also the same type as Geodude, rock and ground, but with higher defenses. Although now my entire team of 2 has a grass weakness, I really can't avoid that either way. I name him Manda and teach him Rock Smash and continue through the Ravage Cave and up through 204 into Floraroma Town. We arrive at Eterna City soon after and rename Piplup to Chuji since I forgot to when I first caught it, and then we take on Gardenia to get absolutely destroyed by her first 2 Pokemon. Her Turtwig sets up Reflect, making my pack not do as much damage, and beats me down with Razor Leaf low enough that her Cherrim can finish me. I level up a couple more times and try again. Even though I'm 9 levels higher than Turtwig, I can't seem to make any progress, and Cherrim takes me out again. I knew this was going to be difficult though. Chuji has a 2x weakness to their stab grass, and Manda has a 4x weakness to it. I'll try again at level 35. As you can tell by watching this footage, level 35 didn't work either. Turtwig using Reflect always makes me lose. Either on Cherrim if I don't KO Turtwig on the second turn, and if I do, Roserade will KO me as it is faster than me. Onix can't do anything effective with its 4x weakness either. I finally decide to level up to 39 to learn Drill Peck, a flying move with 80 base damage as opposed to Peck's 35. Now that I'm almost twice everyone's level and have a move that does twice the amount of damage, I OHKO everyone and finally get my second gym badge. Immediately after beating the second gym, I run straight to Fantina to battle her for my third gym badge, and given my ridiculous level, I expect to blast straight through her team. I use Bubble Beam against her Duskull, bringing it to red, she potions, and I use Bubble Beam 2 more times to KO it. Then she sends out Mismagius, who hits me with a Shadow Ball for decent damage, and I get it to bury health with 1 Bubble Beam. Then it confuses me and I get worried. I try to use Bubble Beam again, but I hit myself because of the confusion, dropping me down to nearly half my HP. Then I get hit with a Magical Leaf for massive damage before I hit myself again, bringing Chuji down to red health. Since Chuji is in death range, I'm ready for her to hit me with another Magical Leaf and finish me, but amazingly she decides to use Psybeam, which drops me down to 3 HP. Remember when I said those HP EVs would come in handy? This is one of those times. Had I not beat up a bunch of Bidoof, I would have had to heal my Pokemon and level up so much more. Thankfully, I don't hit myself with confusion, and I knock out her Mismagius with Bubble Beam. She then sends out her last Pokemon, Haunter. I'm 3 points from death, but thankfully I outspeed her and one-shot it with a Bubble Beam, snapping out of confusion in the process. It feels good to beat a gym leader on my first try, especially considering the nightmare that Gardenia was and that my HP EV strategy is paying off. I'm feeling confident enough to take on the third rival fight. Honestly, it goes smooth on my first try as well. YouTube sends out Staravia to lower my attack with Intimidate, but I one-shot it with my Bubble Beam, a special attacking move. Then he sends out Grottle, who I hit with the weakened Drill Peck for half its health. However, he uses Withdraw to extend its life by another turn, picking on my subpar attack stat, and does nearly half my health and damage with Razor Leaf instead of healing, and I knock it out. Bad call. He then sends out Buizel, who I 2-shot with Drill Peck, and I barely get scraped by one of its pursuits. Afterwards, he sends out his Ponyta, who I one-hit KO with a super effective Bubble Beam, obviously, marking the 3rd time I beat my rival YouTube. After that, we head to Veilstone City to sweep the entire fighting gym with Drill Peck until we get to the leader, Maylene. Her Meditite goes down to 1 Drill Peck and she sends out Lucario. He manages to hit me with a Force Palm and I blast him with Hydro Pump, bringing him down to red health. Unfortunately, he gets another Force Palm that paralyzes me and I finish him with the Drill Peck. She then sends out a Machoke, who is now faster than me, but fortunately he wastes his 2 turns using Focus Energy and Strength, and since I'm never fully paralyzed, I manage to beat him with 2 Drill Pecks. This secures our 4th and most uneventful gym badge, the Cobble Badge. Next, we're off to Pastoria City to challenge Crasher Wake, the water gym leader. I have a feeling this will be difficult as Manda is 4 times weak to his water stab moves, and Chuji, while he resists their water moves, they will also resist his water moves. This may be challenging. Firstly, we need to fight our 4th rival fight. Unfortunately, his Staravia is out first again and cuts Chuji's attack with Intimidate, and then double teams for an evasion boost. But I land a weakened Drill Peck anyways. In hindsight, I should have used Hydro Pump since it's a special attack and not affected by the stat drop, but oh well. Next, I get hit with a wing attack for 26 damage and respond with Defog to get rid of his evasion boost. Staravia double teams again, but fortunately I land my Hydro Pump for the KO and level up to 44 in the process. Grottle is up next, and my weakened Drill Peck needs a total of 2 hits to KO thanks to that critical hit, and Manda levels up to 37. Ponyta obviously gets 1-hit KO'd in Hydro Pump, but manages to lower my defense with a Tail Whip before going down. His last Pokemon, Buizel, lands a Hardy Pursuit and Quick Attack before falling to 2 Drill Pecks. After that, I tried my hand at Crasher Wake, and it did not go well for the next 10 levels. I eventually found a winning strategy with Manda at level 49 and Chuji at level 54. First, I hit the Gyarados with Rock Tombs until Manda faints. This lowers its speed by 2 stages, guaranteeing Chuji can move first and KO it with 1 Drill Peck. And it makes the Gyarados waste its Intimidate on Manda, so Chuji can hit it with full power Drill Pecks. His Buizel is up next, and we trade 3 Crunches and Drill Pecks in total before he faints and leaves Chuji with 52 health left. Thankfully, his last Pokemon is a Quagsire without Water Absorb. Since Quagsires are water and ground, I can hit it with Hydro Pump for neutral stab damage, taking him out in 1 hit and earning us our 5th badge. Afterwards, we go on a side quest by Cynthia to visit her grandma in Celestic Town, where we have a Cyrus boss fight. Unfortunately, it wasn't too exciting, as his Sneasel KOs to 2 Drill Pecks, while he barely does 35 damage between 2 slashes. His Golbat barely holds on from 1 Hydro Pump and fully heals, and then I hit it with 1 Drill Peck and finally finish it off with another Hydro Pump after missing one. Since Chuji was at 30 HP, I decided to switch to Manda for his last Pokemon, Murkrow, and then I immediately realized Manda would have been better off for all 3 Mons, as Rock is super effective against flying. But, oh well. We beat Cyrus and get Surf, replacing our Hydro Pump. 3 of Chuji's 4 moves are now HMs, Surf, Cut, and Defog. Soon we'll lose our flying coverage with Drill Peck when we get Waterfall, but hopefully Manda can cover the last gym, Volkner's Electric. Next up, we head to Canaclave City for Rival Fivel and then the gym. Our rival sends out Staraptor, who cuts Manda's attack with Intimidate, and then we hit him with Rock Tomb for half damage and lowering his speed. The Staraptor responds with an ineffective takedown, and then another one after we miss our Rock Tomb. Our 3rd Rock Tomb hits, and we finish it off with a Double Edge just to style on him. Next, he sends out Torterra, and we switch out to Chuji to deal neutral damage with Surf, as Torterra's typing of Grass and Ground balances it out. His Magical Leaf is super effective, however, and it almost takes us to half health. 1 more Surf, and Torterra joins Staraptor in the KO'd club. We stay in for Rapidash to 1-hit KO it with Surf, and then we stay in again for Heracross to OHKO it with Drill Peck, although it does hit us with a Night Slash. He then sends out Floatzel to trade a couple of Swifts with our Drill Pecks before he goes down too. We immediately heal and head down to the gym to challenge the 6th gym leader, Byron. He sends out Magneton to meet Chuji, and I switch out for Manda, and have him take a Metal Sound. You can tell this is my first try by my setup. I hit the Magneton with a Rock Smash and get hit with a Flash Cannon. Unfortunately, Rock Smash has a naturally low power, so I'm not doing a lot of damage to him. I'm more or less only using it to lower his defense. But, unfortunately, 1 Flash Cannon knocks out Manda. I send out Chuji, worried that Magneton is faster and has an electric attack, but to my surprise, Chuji outspeeds it and knocks it out in 1 hit with Surf. He then sends out Steelix, who also gets immediately knocked out by Surf. Since Surf is working so well, when he sends out Bastiodon, I also use Surf against it, and it brings it down to red health. It heals with a Citrus Berry and uses Iron Defense to boost its defensive stats, but another Surf knocks it out easily. This earns my team the Mind Badge, which allows me to use the HM Surf outside of battle. I replace Manda's Double Edge with it, since Double Edge wasn't really helping me anyways. Next up, we migrate north to face off against Candace, the 7th gym leader and Ice-type specialist. We send out Manda to meet her Sneasel, and it does 20 damage with Ice Shard, and we 1-hit KO it with a Rock Smash. We switch to a Bomb Snow to prevent Woodhammer from killing Manda, and hit her with a Drill Peck for nearly half. Thankfully, she hits Chuji with the Wood Hammer and takes recoil damage, leading to our next Drill Peck being a KO with Chuji in the red health. We switch back to Manda to challenge her Frostilass and hit her with Stone Edge, something we learned on our way here and replace Rock Tomb with, and OHKO her. We stay in for Pillow-Swine and Stone Edge again with a critical hit to drop her in red health. Unfortunately, her Earthquake also crits and KOs Manda. Our Chuji only has 26 HP, but thankfully Candace chooses to heal her Pokemon, and we 1-hit KO it with Surf for the win and the Icicle Badge, allowing us to use Rock Climb outside of battle. It replaces Manda's Iron Tail. We head to Veilstone City to challenge Cyrus yet again. He sends out Sneasel first, and both Amanda and I get Deja Vu when we OHKO the Sneasel with a quadruple effective critical hit. We stay in for Crobat, and we both miss our attacks. We then eat an ineffective Air Cutter and drag his Crobat to red health with a Stone Edge. I predict his heal and hit it with another Rock Climb and then a Stone Edge for a KO. His last Pokemon, Honchkrow, hits us with a couple Nightshades as Manda refuses to be accurate, and then we get off 1 Rock Smash hoping for a defense debuff before another Nightshade KOs us. We then use Chuji Surf a couple of times and KO the Honchkrow, eating a critical Drill Peck in the process. After that loss, Cyrus gets salty enough to challenge God, so we head up to Mount Cornet and into the Shadow Realm to stop him. His team is a lot more powerful than it was like 30 seconds ago, so we need a new strategy. First up, we Stone Edge his Houndoom for an easy OHKO, and then we pray we get a critical on his Gyarados for another OHKO. He then sends out Weavile, and we switch to Chuji to let him eat a Fake Out and a Night Slash before we knock out the Weavile with a couple Surfs. We then switch back to Manda to Stone Edge the Honchkrow for another Oko. And then we trade a Stone Edge for Toxic with his Crobat. He heals, but is unable to do a lot of damage to me since Air Slash is not very effective against my Rock-type Manda, and we manage to bring Crobat to low health by trading Rock Climbs and Air Cutter. One Drill Peck via Chuji, and we beat our last Cyrus fight. After that encounter, we kill God and then head to Sunny Shore for our final gym battle with Leader Volkner, the Electric-type specialist. I obviously lead with Manta for the type advantage, and he deploys Jolteon. I bring him down to half with Stone Edge before barely getting hit by an Iron Tail, and I finish him off with another Stone Edge. I stay in while he tosses out Raichu, and we both miss our first attacks. I manage to hit him with a Stone Edge to bring him to red health before he misses a Focus Blast and heals. I then use a Rock Climb for decent damage and confusion, and then Rock Climb again to bring him to a Sliver. Thankfully, he knocks himself out due to confusion. He sends out Luxray, and he is greeted with a hearty Stone Edge, and then I'm brought down to half with an Ice Fang. I hit him with a weak Rock Climb, and he brings me to red with an Ice Fang before he finishes Manda with another one, and I bring him to red. With Manda defeated, Volkner fully heals Luxray, and Chuji surprisingly Okos him with an unexpected critical. He then sends out Electivire, who I thought could easily finish me with a Thunder Punch, but it doesn't do enough to stop me, and Chuji uses Surf and gets another critical hit. Now we have beaten all 8 gym leaders of Sinnoh. Now with the 8th and final gym badge, I run all the way back to Canna Cave City for the move to leader and get rid of Chuji's Defog and Cut. I then cheats Chuji Blizzard in our final HM Waterfall for good coverage. Manda now has Rock Climb and Strength, 2 average normal moves, Rock Smash, a weak fighting move, and Stone Edge, his most powerful attack with Rock Stab. Chuji has Water and Surf, 2 strong water attacks, Drill Peck, a strong flying attack, and Blizzard, one of the strongest ice moves in the game. I think we can probably beat the Elite Four, but we'll probably have to level up quite a bit. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys, my laptop doesn't have that much memory, and throughout this little YouTube career of mine I've been making small upgrades. I know some of you remember when I didn't have a mic, when I had a bad mic. Now I have this pretty decent quality mic, you know, I got some upgrades here and there, some Elgatos. I did not have enough storage space on my hard drive or on my cloud to contain how many attempts the Elite Four took. I tried at level 65, at level 70, at level 75, at level 80, at level 85, and at level 90 about 10 times each. And it's not just the Elite Four that took a long time either, it's also the rival fight. What I ended up doing was I spent all of my money on potions and revives, because every time I lost to my rival, it would take away a ridiculous amount of money. Then, with $0 in my account, I ran through my rival at least 20 times in a row, saving in between attempts. This took 10 hours in-game to beat the rival, the Elite Four, and the champion total, and I don't even want to know how many hours of real life it took, but after many attempts, I finally got this series of events. First up, our final rival fight with Chuji at level 74 and Manda at level 67. YouTube sends out Staraptor and we send out Chuji. Staraptor lowers our attack power with Intimidate, and then U-turns back to YouTube. Through trial and error, I predict YouTube sends out Torterra, and I use Surf twice for an easy KO. YouTube then sends out Snorlax, so I switch to Manda to utilize super effective Rock Smash defense drops and to get rid of Chuji's attack debuff. We trade Rock Smash and Earthquake for a while before he uses Rest, and thanks to Manda's high defense, we didn't take that much damage from Earthquake. We finish off the Snorlax with a few more Rock Smashes, and then YouTube swaps for Heracross, so I swap to Chuji to Oko it with the Drill Peck. 3 down, 3 to go. YouTube then sends out Staraptor again to debuff and U-turn on Chuji, but thankfully when he switches to Rapidash, my Surf Okos it. Staraptor comes out yet again and hits us with a close combat for half damage, but it lowers its defense in the process. Close combat lowered Staraptor's special defense enough for our Surf to KO it, and finally his last Pokemon Floatzel hits us with a Crunch, but we use Blizzard to get him to half, and hope for a freeze in the process. Unfortunately we don't get the freeze, but Floatzel also doesn't get his KO next turn, so we take it out with one more Blizzard, finally defeating our rival for the last time in the game. Now, on to the Elite Four. We fail at the Elite Four for the next 16 levels, and then try again with Chuji at level 90 and Manda at level 85. Elite Four Aaron sends out Yanmega, and we use Manda to Oko it with Stone Edge, as Chuni can't finish it with a Drill Peck at this level, and Yanmega will just keep spamming Double Team. Then Aaron switches to Scizor, so we switch for Chuji and use Waterfall twice for the KO, taking one X Scizor in the process. We stay in for Heracross and KO it with a Drill Peck. Then he sends out Vespiquen, and we stay in with Chuji to Drill Peck it 3 times for the KO. We have to alternate between Surf, Waterfall, and Drill Peck to maximize our power point usage and pick on defense and special defense. His last Pokemon, Drapion, hits us with a Cross Poison, and we KO it with a couple of Surfs for the win. Next up, we have Elite Four Bertha. Bertha is a ground-type specialist, so we send out Chuji against her Wishcash. Since Wishcash takes neutral damage to water and both Surf and Waterfall are 2-hit KOs, we use Waterfall twice to save on Surf power points. We then use Surf to 1-hit KO her Gliscor, her Golem, her Rhyperior, and her Powdown for our easiest win against the Elite Four. Next up is Elite Four Flint, the Fire-type specialist. We use Waterfall to OHKO his Houndoom as its defense is lower than its special defense. We stay in for Infernape and OHKO it with Surf, leading a Thunder Punch in the process. He then sends out Rapidash, who uses Sunny Day, before we use 2 Surfs on it and then get hit by a Solar Beam, before finally knocking it out with the Waterfall. Magmortar gets sent out next, and we bring it to red health with a Surf, before it brings us to 2 HP with a boosted Flamethrower, but one more Surf knocks it out. His last Pokemon is Flareon, and we have to switch Chuji out for Manda, or a Quick Attack will knock us out. We use Stone Edge with Manda for an easy 1-hit KO on Flareon, thus defeating Elite Four Flint. Finally, the last Elite Four member, Lucian. Lucian uses a Mr. Mime first that will completely prevent us from winning if she gets off a Reflect, so we send Manda out to OHKO it with a Stone Edge, prying on its weak defenses. Next up, she sends out Bronzong, so we switch for Chuji and use Surf for a lucky crit and 1-hit KO. Next up is Alakazam, and we keep Chuji in. Alakazam hits us with an Energy Ball for nearly half our HP, and we retaliate with the Waterfall, again, picking on weak defenses for an easy OHKO. Next up is Gallade, and we hit him with the Drill Peck for super effective damage. Unfortunately, it only brings him down to red HP before he brings Chuji to red with the Leaf Blade. One more Drill Peck knocks him out. Finally, Espeon comes out and KOs our Chuji before we can attack. It's up to Manda now. Thankfully, we're faster, and we bring Espeon to red health with a Stone Edge, and Espeon hits us with a Psychic, bringing us to half. Since Espeon is at red, I know Lucian is going to use a full restore, so I use another Stone Edge to bring it back down to near red. And I get nervous and recheck my moves to confirm Rock Climb is my most powerful and accurate option here, and use it to KO Lucian, finally beating the Elite Four. All that's left is the champion. I really tried against champion Cynthia, but after a few hours it became apparent that beating her at my current level just wasn't feasible. I had to grind on the Elite Four, spending all my money in between attempts to maintain my full restores in between fights. I finally tried again with Chuji at level 96 and Manda at 91. Champion Cynthia sends out Spiritomb and I send out Manda. Usually it takes 2 Stone Edges to KO Spiritomb, but fortunately I got a critical on my Stone Edge, so I only had to use 1. Next up is Roserade, so I switched to Chuji. Thankfully, Roserade uses Toxic instead of Energy Ball and misses, so I can OHKO it with 1 Drill Peck with no consequences. Cynthia then sends out Togekiss and I stay in with Chuji, so I can hit it with a super effective Blizzard, and it easily gets 1-hit KO'd. This is going well so far. Next up is Garchomp, and I stay in as Blizzard is quadruple effective against her. She hits me with 1 Dragon Rush before getting annihilated by 1 Blizzard. Milotic comes out next, and I use Drill Peck as I know she's gonna try a Mirror Coat. Next I use Blizzard, aiming for a Freeze, but I miss and get hit with a Dragon Pulse for decent damage. I use Drill Peck again, knowing she'll try Mirror Coat, and then I miss another Blizzard. I decide to use Drill Peck after that, and thankfully it knocks out the Milotic. I'm a little worried about the wasted Blizzard points, but hopefully it won't matter. Next up is Lucario, and we use Manda for the Rock Smashes. Our first Rock Smash lowers defense, and he hits us with an Aura Sphere, nearly knocking out Manda. Thankfully, 1 more Rock Smash is enough to KO it, and just like that, we have beaten Champion Cynthia and Pokemon Platinum with 2 Pokemon total. I gotta say, this challenge was super hard. I'm not used to doing Pokemon challenges, but it was very fun, and it looks like it was about on par with everybody else's. The main difference is, since my move pool was always so bad, I actually needed 2 Pokemon to get through the game, around the same level that most challenge videos need. And of course, this is only one possible combination that you can beat Pokemon Platinum with 2 Pokemon only. I chose Piplup before the Water HMs and Onix, and you know why, but I think I can beat it with a couple more different combos. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you want to see next.